I want to do a video of an Atari Lynx game. I do have an Atari Lynx, this one here, but I can't do recordings of Atari Lynxes from real hardware because the consoles just don't have that feature, and I don't have a modified Lynx or anything like that. So I am going to have to use an emulator. Actually, look how dusty that screen is. And that's all dust that's inside the machine as well. Which game am I going to do? I know, and you probably know because you've seen the video title already. Gates of Zendocon. Gates of Zendocon is not the game that I was going to do originally. I did want to do a video of Road Blasters, but when I tried it on an emulator, several emulators, it either had graphical glitches or the game just played too fast. And this copy that I have doesn't even work. So, Gates of Zendocon, from 1989 by Epix. I think this is one of the very early Lynx games, and it's very much a Lynx game. When you see it, it's not a game that you can easily convert to anything else. Such is the Lynx hardware. It's so unique that some of these games have just basically have to be exclusives. And actually, for some reason, this is the only one I've got that looks like that. All the rest of them are like that on the back, which does make it easy to get out once you finish with it. Alright, let's play some Gates of Zendocon. It does actually take a second or two for the game to boot up, even on real hardware. I don't know if you would even know this was a scrolling shooter by just looking at the cartridge. Whoa. Alright, here we go. So you can see there we've got two ships to choose from, but that doesn't mean we've got two lives. These levels are a little bit bigger than just the screen. You can move up and down. Oh my god, I can't even see. I can't even see the enemy bullets. I made it. Wow.
pretty sure I died there. I did record this more than once. Oh wow, how do I even get through this? It's crazy. It is quite easy to get big graphics on the Lynx because the screen is so small. So things probably look bigger than they really are. No power-ups yet. This is certainly making use of the Atari Lynx, using some scaling effects which the hardware is very capable of. I think I made it through. I just have to stay at the top. Oh yeah, you have a shield as well, but I don't really ever use that. Was that a boss? I genuinely don't know. Was that a boss? You might notice that there's a little word at the bottom there. That is a password. So this game has passwords. So yeah, I mean, you can see that the graphics are fairly simple. The Lynx can put 16 colours on screen without any trickery. You know, which is plenty. I bought my Lynx not all that long ago. And to be honest, I didn't really think much of it. I thought it was a machine that had all of these hidden capabilities, but it just had all these crap games that didn't really make use of anything. But now, having played it a little bit, I am starting to warm to it. I mean, you can see this is basically a launch game as far as I know, and it really is making so much use of the Lynx hardware that you probably couldn't port it. I mean, you probably couldn't even port it to the Super Nintendo. But you know, the Atari Lynx, it is just an 8-bit handheld, and in many ways it is the same as something like the Game Gear or the Game Boy. You know, it has an 8-bit processor, 4-channel sound. You know, the size of the games are quite small, and all that sort of thing. But no, the Atari Lynx is an absolute monster, and it's the graphics chip that really does it. The graphics chip seems to draw just one thing. I don't know if they're actually called sprites, but just for the sake of it, let's just call them sprites. Absolutely everything on screen is a sprite, and that sprite can be deformed in loads of different ways. It can be rotated, it can be stretched, it can be skewed, all sorts of different things, and that all comes from the graphics chip. And you know, this is something they put in a handheld, but they weren't really basing the handheld on an 8-bit console like Nintendo and Sega were. This is completely unique hardware, and they actually made it so powerful that it even outdoes 16-bit computers and consoles. Because this is quite a short video, I won't go into too much detail about the Atari Lynx hardware. But yeah, the Gates of Zendocon is an interesting game because stylistically it's nothing like those Japanese shooters. And it does have a sort of a, I don't know, a sort of a scruffy, I don't know, like something you'd get for free on the front of a PC magazine or something. I don't know, it just has this sort of this quality about it that it really isn't like other console shooters. It's not a bad game though. It's a bit simple, but I think it does show off the Lynx quite well, and if you had this game, you probably would have been quite happy with it. Alright, so I've died. That's the end. That's the end of the video. So that's Gates of Zendocon, or the Gates of Zendocon. And that's my first Atari Lynx video. So there you go. Thank you for watching.